Grade 12 Mathematics Paper 1, June 2025. Let's take a look. 1.1.1, we have x squared minus 121 being equals to 0. Right. What you need to realize is that we can write x squared minus 121 as x squared minus 11 squared being equals to 0, because 11 squared is just 121. But at this point, you should realize that we have a difference of 2 squares. So we can further simplify this and have x plus 11 multiplied by x minus 11. And this is all equals to 0. So x is equals to minus 11 or x is equals to 11. Right. If we just take square root on both sides and end up with x is equals to 11 and you throw away the minus 11, then that is a least accurate way of answering the question, because you throw away one answer. But this is what we're supposed to do here. 1.1.2, x squared plus 3 is equals to 5x. Quadratic, correct to 2 decimal places. So obviously you will go ahead and use the quadratic formula and you will end up with, well, first things first, we want to write this in our standard format, of which you take 5x to the other side, and then this is plus 3 being equals to 0. We obviously say x minus b, of which it is minus 5, plus or minus the square root of b squared. So b squared, b is minus 5, we square that, minus 4, a is 1, c is 3, and then we divide all these by 2a. You will get x equals to 4.30 or x is equals to 0.70. Right, so those are the answers to 1.1.2. Up to so far, there's no creativity. We just following standard procedure, so we shouldn't be getting these questions wrong. Let's take a look at 1.1.3. Well, we have an inequality. We have x minus 1 multiplied by x minus 5 less or equals to 12. So obviously, we are going to have to multiply out because of these 12. If we had 0, we would just equate to 0. But we need to multiply out first because of that 12. Of which, when we do that, x squared minus 5x minus x plus 5 minus 12 less or equals to 0. We're taking 12 to the other side. We're going to get x squared minus 6x minus 7 is equals to 0. We factorize this, we get x minus 7, x plus 1 being equals to 0. Oh, well, we should see critical values here before we let x be equals to 0. Before we change the inequality sign to an equal sign, we must say CV. We must show that we are not trying to find the critical values. If we just change the inequality sign to an equal sign, it's wrong, because why can you just change something with no justification at least? Okay, so x is equals to 7 or x is equals to minus 1. So at this point, I propose 2 possible solutions all the time, as I've been doing over the years. It's either x lies between minus 1 and 7, or this is option A, right? Or option B, x is less than minus 1. Well, we have a less or equals to them. Or x is greater or equals to 7. So how do we know which option is correct between A and B? So all the time when you have your 2 critical values, this will always be the 2 options. X lies between the 2 critical values, or it lies outside. So we can substitute 0 in place of x and see what happens, because 0 lies between minus 1 and 7. So 0 minus 1, 0 minus 5, this gives us 5. And then 12 is greater or equals to 5. So this is the correct solution. We have to cancel out the other solution that we were proposing. So there we go. That is the answer to 1.1.3. What about 1.1.4? So 1.1.4, it's also standard procedure. We have 2 to the x plus 2 to the x plus 2 being equals to 40. So 2 to the x plus 2 to the x multiplied by 2 to the 2 is equals to 40. We want to take 2 to the power x as a common factor. We're going to have 2 to the power x, 1 plus 4 being equals to 40. So 2 to the power x is equals to 40 divided by 5, which is 8. So 2 to the x will be equals to 2 to the 3. So x is equals to 3. There we go. 1.1.4. 1.1.5, we have the square root of 10 minus x squared minus x plus 2 being equals to 0. Right. Another basic equation. We're just following standard procedure here. There's nothing complicated. There's nothing we've never seen before. So we have the square root of 10 minus x squared being equals to x minus 2. We're going to square both sides. We're going to have 10 minus x squared being equals to x squared minus 4x plus 4. We're squaring both sides here. We're squaring both sides. Okay. So we're going to have 0 being equals to 2x squared minus 4x minus 6. So if we divide both sides by 2, we get x squared minus 2x minus 3 being equals to 0. So x minus 3, x plus 1 is equals to 0. X is equals to 3 or x is equals to minus 1. But we have to substitute these two answers back into the equation, because when you square both sides, you introduce solutions that are not necessarily true. When you substitute minus 1, you are not going to get the 0. So minus 1 is not a solution to this equation. It is a solution to this, but it's not a solution to that which we started with. All right, 1.1.5. 1.2 simultaneous equations, very basic also, nothing surprising. Y minus x is equals to 0. Obviously, it's equals to 2. Obviously, the most organic move here, the most obvious thing to do is to make y the subject of the formula. So x plus 2. And then we get x squared plus 2. In place of y, we are gonna therefore have x plus 2. We have x as well on the outside, minus 4 being equals to 0. So x squared plus 2 x. Am I missing something? Okay, no, I'm not missing anything, it seems. So plus 2x plus 4, the x is on the outside, minus 4 is equals to 0. So x squared plus 2x squared, right, plus 4x minus 4 is equals to 0. So 3x squared plus 4x minus 4 is equals to 0. So we have 3x minus 2x plus 2 plus 2. Right, yes, because we want the number in the middle to be positive. So the plus also, yeah, 3x has to be multiplied by 2 so that we get 6x, and then we minus 2x to get plus 4x. Right, x is 2 over 3, or x is minus 2. Okay, those are the two values of x. And then when we substitute in place of the corresponding y values, here we are going to have 8 over 3. And then on the other side, we get y is equals to 0. All right, that is 1.2. Let's do 1.3 in a separate video. There we go.